Here's my current manicure, and it needs to go. It looks fine in general, but it was starting to get a little chipped. I also did my thumbs differently because I was testing a new nail polish. And you're going to see in real time how long it takes for me to take it off, which is pretty fast. From Kelly Marissa on YouTube, I had the idea of soaking the cotton ball pieces, and it comes off in like no time. So that's what we're doing, going from start to finish. So, hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. And I just wanted to do this might be a new series, I haven't decided, but I'm calling it Nail Talk. And I do my nails multiple times a week, partially because it's fun, also just, they get chipped with all the stuff I do. I usually end up doing my nails now at nighttime. It's just a nice time. I realized just so you know what I'm doing here, instead of having to waste time or cotton balls with putting nail polish on both hands, I just kind of do it on the one and then hold them together, and it usually gets enough onto both sets of fingers, so kind of speeds it up. I know it looks a little weird, but it works. So anyway, I found that if I do my nails at night, I'm not then really doing that much with my hands, so I end up letting them dry. Because usually at night I'm reading, I've already done all of my things like getting ready, like, I'm in my pajamas and stuff like that, so I don't have to worry about what I'm going to be touching for a bit. I might be watching YouTube videos, things like that. So I have to, watch a little bit with my hands, but those are types of tasks that I can do with wet nail polish, and it's not a big deal. And so, yeah, it's just kind of nice. Also, it's just some me time. I don't have to worry about being interrupted. I'm not going to be getting phone calls. Like, I can just do this, and it's a nice wind down time. I probably end up doing my nails every like 3 days or so. Usually, like around 3 days, either they've started to chip or I'm getting bored of it. I used to let my nails just chip and chip, but the thing is that, sometimes it feels like once they start chipping, then they just really start getting more and more. And then I have to, like, I don't want to be like finding chips of nail polish in with my different things. So I'd rather just go ahead and take it off because usually I'm in the mood for a new look anyway. And I guess it's kind of like with my eyeshadow. I used to say I like doing eyeshadow more than nails. Once I got into eyeshadow more, just because I get to change it every day. And nails, I guess you could do it every day, but that would certainly be taking a lot of time. And I don't want to do that. So I'm okay, you know, every few days. And sometimes I do it during the day, but like I said, it almost always gets messed up if I do it then versus if I save it for nighttime. So, do you have a certain time you like to do your nails? Do you do your nails? I mean, I saw that I just bought my first nail polishes in like over a decade or so, a year ago now. So, it's certainly been a big change from, even then like 2 years ago, there was no nail polish. I wasn't doing it. I didn't even I had to buy new nail polish remover because the stuff I had, I tried it and well, I had like two, and one was almost done, and that one was definitely didn't work anymore, so I had to throw it out. And then the other one I had was better, but once I bought this newer stuff I'm using, definitely way better. Oh, so this pink on the right here is probably my favorite nail polish that I use regularly. I mean, I like other colors perhaps more, but it's just, I don't know, it's like a go-to. And I was just trying to compare it because I was a little disappointed thinking that they were similar. So I'm just kind of looking to see, what I want to pair together. Right here, I'm just showing off some different nail ideas and all that I was trying to think of. So the one in the middle was my newest acquisition, and I knew I wanted to use it, but I also knew I kind of wanted to layer it on something. So I thought it would be a bit more purpley, but then I realized after I got it, if you saw in the initial swatch, that it's actually still quite a bit pink. It's a cooler pink than my other favorite pink that I use a bunch. Um, so I wanted to kind of lean into the purple vibe though a bit. So I thought about layering it over purples that I have. And then I thought about layering it with a blue. So this is me just trying to think it out. And then decided to test out how they would look layered up. So I'm just testing on white so I can get like a nice little idea. So anyway, let me just first say about myself that my name is Alyssa. And so if you want to subscribe to this channel, I mostly do makeup, but I've also been doing nail stuff too. And my nail stuff is definitely not anything fancy. Um, it's just me playing around with what I have, but that is kind of my general vibe that I try not to buy a lot of new things and just make use of what I do have. And when I do buy something, it's because, I really feel like I have a need for it and, that I can find a place for it. So, like this sparkly shade, I was a little disappointed when, because I ordered it online, that it wasn't quite what I was thinking, but it does still kind of serve a need because I do love pinks and all, and I like that it's more of a topper, whereas the other pink that I use a lot, it's sheer, and then you build it up, but it's not really good for topping. So you're not going to see fancy things, but maybe you just like to kind of chill out as well, because I find this just kind of, calming to do. So I thought that in this first nail talks video, by the way, don't worry about me doxing myself. The only address you're seeing on here is the Ulta one because the nail polish came from Ulta. This was just a slip with it. So, we're all good. um, I thought I would just kind of introduce myself a bit more. I realized that I don't talk maybe a lot about things other than makeup, and maybe you want to know a little bit about me. So, just to start with why I started on YouTube. So, I've definitely been watching videos for a long time, but and leaving comments and doing things like that, subscribing to lots of channels. I like to have the videos on just at night when I'm winding down. I'm usually doing other things a bit too, but also when I'm cooking, when I'm getting my makeup on and getting dressed and all that, just, you know, kind of putting it in different parts of that time. Uh, if I'm eating by myself, then I might watch some, things like that. Oh, cleaning. Whenever I'm doing cleaning, I usually have the videos on. So sometimes it makes commenting a little tricky because, I'm maybe if I'm like cooking or cleaning my hands, I can't just go over and leave a comment easily. So if I am commenting multiple times, sometimes it's like, oh, I thought of something I want to say and I want to do it now while my hands are able to before I move on to something else. And so, yeah. So I decided to start my own channel just, after kind of watching some other people. For example, Kara, who has a makeup channel, Beauty and the Frizz. I liked how she would talk about, like her community and making makeup friends and finding people to talk about. Because, like, in my regular life, there's no one else really to talk about makeup with that cares in the same way that a lot of people do on here. And, with any of this stuff. So it's nice to be able to, you know, have conversations about the different things because I know that it's not the most important thing in the world, using up eyeshadows or buying eyeshadows or any makeup product, any of that. But it's a nice way to just, relax. It's just a hobby, it's something fun, and it's a nice way to talk about your hobbies with other people. And it's okay that there aren't people in my everyday life that care as much. I mean, my good friends will let me, blabber on about it, but I try not to do it too much because I know it's not their thing. So, who started me with makeup? Well, that would definitely have to be my mom. In fact, when I was little, I had at least once, if not multiple times, makeup parties for my birthday parties. And there's one in particular, so that's why I'm like, I don't know if it was multiple times, but it was at least one time. I think I was around 6 or so. And, my mom she was an Avon lady, so she had a lot of makeup from that. And she had these like color cards to help us see if we were more warm colored or cool toned. And then, we were putting on our makeup and then just however we wanted. Like she wasn't doing it, she just gave us the different supplies and then, we got to have fun and we all looked, very ridiculous in the pictures at the end, but we thought we looked great and it was just fun. Like, it wasn't, oh, I need to cover up something or do this and that. It was just like, oh, I get to rub colors all over my face. That's great. And I guess that's mostly the way that I have seen makeup for myself. There's definitely times when, I've used concealer and kind of leaned into doing a lot of that, like in high school with like pimples and worrying about all that. And in college, I kind of went a little bit away from wearing makeup as much. I was trying to make sure that I still had my confidence without wearing it all the time. And I will say that, even now, I'm often not wearing it, especially like I usually do groceries, getting them in the morning, before I do any makeup, before I shower, even like do my workout and then, you know, I'm just gonna go without the makeup. I haven't done my hair. It's just, throw it up in a bun or something and call it good. And I don't really care about people seeing me like that or going to other stores like that. Um, but yeah, in general, it's like I'm gonna put it on because I think it's fun and I enjoy, that feeling and all that. As far as other hobbies, I would say that I like to do cooking and baking. I put a little bit of that on my channel just because it's something else that I like to do. I also play the violin strictly for fun. I was never going to be a professional, but it's just something again that brings me joy. It doesn't necessarily calm me down, it more kind of invigorates me, I guess, a bit. I also work out every day because that's something that helps my mental health, and I feel a lot better when I do. And what else would I say do? Oh, I read a lot. I dance. Love having music on. Uh, yeah, I would say I would probably do more music and less of like the videos and all, but I don't always get to kind of choose the music because going into my next topic, I guess, that I have 2 kids, so that's my family, and I'm married. And, that also takes up a lot of my time. I used to be a math teacher for middle and high school, and I had to kind of leave that behind a bit because I moved thousands of miles, and I knew that I was going to be wanting to be a stay-at-home mom and doing that kind of thing for at least a bit. And so it didn't make sense at that point uh, to start teaching somewhere else because I would have to go through getting accredited and all that and tenure. And I just wanted to kind of give myself time to, do other things and that was kind of what got me into doing a lot more cooking and, and not makeup actually at that point. That came a little later, but, that was all. It was nice. We could travel and do things like that without having to worry about my teaching schedule and things like that. Because it's a lot harder to take off time as a teacher. I always felt guilty because I would have like summer and things like that. So it's like, oh, that's when I should do all my appointments and things like that and not during the year, which was very hard. Speaking of summer, so because I have this time now well, I should say this video is going to be posting in the summer, but I'm filming it before then. Basically, I'm trying to get a bunch of videos filmed before summer because I know that when my kids are home in the summer, I am not going to be having the time to do that. And so I'm just going to have some ready. There's going to be obviously videos like, you know, my project pans and all that I'm doing as they need to get updated. Then I will try to do that. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm just doing some pre-filming of things that aren't really time sensitive, and this way I can have them up. And I can always edit them, though, during the summer, like that's fine, but at least they'll be filmed ahead of time. So, yeah, then once, the school year starts back up again, then that'll make it easier to do more filming and see how this goes. Because, yeah, this is me just wanting to be around more people in the community, like a little bit more active and participating. Because I was doing some of these projects, but just kind of doing it on my own. And it's nice to be able to post about it and get other people to be like, yeah, like good job and stuff. Whereas, like, telling my husband, like, I hit pin and eyeshadow, and he's like, why would you want to do that? Does that mean that's going to be used up and gone, and then you don't have it anymore if you liked it? And it's like, oh, you don't understand. So it's nice to have people who understand and, you know, get that same feeling with me. So I was kind of showing you the different nail polishes as I'm using them. I will say that this top coat is actually a mix of two, and all of my top coats are old, and I'm just trying to use them up. I hope you enjoyed seeing my nails done from start to finish, and maybe you'll subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!